All right, coaches, this is going to be a good little short breakdown of our kipping handstand push-up and some regressions that you can do for today's class, or anytime you're doing handstand push-ups, you can do these regressions and progressions. We already have some pike regressions that we've showed you before in Taylor's videos from last week, piking from the box or piking from the floor. This is strictly to deal with those that can get into a handstand against the wall and then start to work into eccentrics first, and then working from getting out of the eccentric at the bottom to popping into the top of a kipping handstand push-up. The first thing is we want to get our hands a good distance away from the wall. Where I set up most of athletes on range of motion is to get in front of their head at the bottom of the handstand whenever your head is on the ground. So I don't want to have my hands lined up all the way at the wall, because then my alignment at the bottom of my handstand would be out wide and I have less efficiency and less power out here. It's still possible to do a handstand push-up by your ears, but it's going to be more functionally sound if I can involve my lat as stabilization and actually have this 90-degree shelf whenever my head touches the ground. So we want to create a headstand here with our elbows pointed forward, and that links into how we do our push-ups and how we do our dips as well, so that structure can remain the same all the way through our pushing exercises. So the first thing I want to do is set up with my hands about at the edge of this ab mat. The black ab mat is going to be a little bit longer as well. That's why I brought the blue one out. I like this as far as a length guide for how close I want to be to the wall with my hands. So I'm going to put about my thumb or mid part of my hand at the edge of the ab mat at the back. That way I have space for my head to go in front at the bottom here. So what I'm going to show you first is just an eccentric step down handstand push-up, which is I'm going to do a 3-second eccentric to the bottom and then kick down and kick back up to the top, so I don't have to worry about the push, much like we would work on a kipping pull-up or a strict pull-up. So I'm going to put my hands back, fingers are wide, I want to keep it a shoulder width distance, get my kick up, and then do an eccentric. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Let my head come all the way down, still keeping pressure in your hands. Kick down, kick back up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Coming down, and then you can repeat however many reps are required or time required in reps doing just the eccentric control. Then from there, they have confidence getting all the way down and actually having about half of their weight distributed on their head, half of their weight distributed on your hands. More on the hands if you can, right, to get as much pressure through the floor as you can. But now I want you to watch my hips. My hips are going to come off the wall and curl down, and then I'm going to shoot my hips and feet up to the top and then get a touch to the wall. So I'm actually going to bring my heels down and in front of me, and then I'm going to kick my heels back up to the wall at the top, okay? Using as much hip power as I can, I'm going to get that little curl of that hollow and then snap my hips open, and that's where most of the power to get off the bottom of the handstand push-up is going to come from, is from the hips, not necessarily just throwing the weight of my legs. So I want to get back up to the top, do my eccentric control. Doesn't have to be 3 seconds. I just want to make sure I don't smash my neck. Coming down to the bottom. Now I can be comfortable about 50-50 on hands and head. Bring my knees down. Back curls off the wall. Kick. Back on the wall. Hips come off. Kick. Right? You're going to get a lot of explosive power out of your hips that way, and have a lot more success whenever you start with that eccentric control first and then start to pull your hips off the wall. The worst thing that's going to happen is that you just kick down again and you have to reset and then find that balance to get your spine on the wall, curl off, and kick. Hope you have some success with that today with your athletes, and let us know in the comments.